What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the channel. This is your boy, The Real AE, and you're tuning in to this amazing video for today. I'm going to be talking about what happened the past 30 days without going to any social media. I didn't delete my phone. I didn't use my phone for 30 days, but I deleted all of my social media, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Circle, any kind of social media platform. I pretty much got rid of it for 30 days in the month of March. And in this video, I'm going to break down to you guys some of the good or bad things, because I think there are good things about doing that. I also think there are bad things, and this could be totally personal. But at the end of this video, if you like it, I want you to subscribe. I want you to comment down below your experience of not having social media. And I also challenge yourself, can you go 30 days no social media? So let's get into the video. So I first want to talk about the reason why I did it. So there was a point in my life where I had to align myself with who I am, and are my thoughts truly my own thoughts? What happens is that for myself, being a journalism major all through college, I was fully consumed in media relations, journalism, mass communication, written media, video media. So I'm having to consume data and consume information all across the world all the time. And that was just kind of my mindset. And also, me being an individual, I'm naturally nosy a little bit, but I've always wanted to know what's going on. I want to be socially aware of my surroundings. My parents raised me as an individual to always be aware of who's around you, what's going on around you, because you always got to be careful of, if you're in a dangerous position, where's your exit points, who can you communicate, et cetera, et cetera. So being resourceful in those situations translated into journalism, mass communication, where now I'm consuming mass amounts of data and opinions and videos and content. And I also think it's super cool. There's super talented people in the world, but there was a point in March of this year where I had to ask myself, like, okay, are my thoughts truly my own thoughts? I lost a sense of creativity, and I lost a sense of self. And it's not a sense of self of where I have a mental illness, or I'm feeling depression, or I've dealt with depression. That's a whole different story. But it was a matter of, what am I doing wrong? And I feel like I'm not doing something. And there was this gut feeling in me. So what I did was I stripped myself away from any kind of opinions, except for my own, my family, and my friends I have on my phone, like via text message or phone call. But through social media and through all the different routes of that, I needed to eliminate all of those kind of feelings, because I believe that people, number one, don't truly think for themselves, and that sometimes we believe that our own thoughts are not really our own thoughts. Our thoughts are based upon somebody else's thoughts, and we just took them as our own and twisted them, instead of fully being able to be creative and thinking for ourselves and experiencing and exposing ourselves in natural different ways. So I want to talk about the good things about getting rid of my social media. Actually, let's start with the bad. You know what? Might as well. Let's start with the bad. So bad things about getting rid of social media. Like I said, growing up and being in the journalism world and being in the communications world, I was consuming data, and I kind of missed that. I missed seeing the cool trends, seeing the cool talents. And this is because I filtered my social media like that, and make sure you can't control how your social media is filtered, right? So I was interested in thought leaders, and I was interested in consciousness. I was interested in health and wealth and entrepreneurship and sports highlights and gaming stuff. So because that was a form of entertainment. I rarely watch TV. I barely watch Netflix. I watch anime. But from a social standpoint, it was bad, because I was like, man, what's the new thing coming out? I feel like I was missing out on valuable thoughts and ideas and information that I can learn and implement into my business, my personal life, my gym life, my sex life, my personal life, social life, like all those different areas. And I felt this missing piece of, like, okay, not saying I don't know, but it's like, man, I'm curious, like, what other people are thinking about. Are there others that think like me and have different, and what can I learn? And that's what social media stripped away from me, was the ability to learn. I use social media personally as a way to learn, a way to expose myself to ideas and thoughts and inventions and creations and new ways to grow as a person, personal development. And because I took that away, I now had to focus myself into learning about me, which is where we're getting into the good things. But another bad thing as well, it's that I also couldn't keep up with birthdays via social media, accomplishments, because a lot of times people don't message you when they accomplish something. They message the world that they accomplished something. And I don't have a problem with that. You don't have to text me directly, but I still want to show you love, right? And so with stripping away social media, I missed out on 30 days worth of accomplishments. I don't know if you got a new child. I don't know if you got a new home. I don't know if you graduated. I don't know if you got a new job position, because like I said before, not everyone is going to tell you directly their accomplishments, but they are willing and comfortable enough to share them with the entire world to see. So because I missed that, I wasn't able to celebrate people's successes. And I love celebrating people's successes because I think we should all celebrate the minuscule things in life. So that was one of the negative downsides of social media. So let's transition to the good things. Some of the good things about getting rid of social media is, like I alluded to previously, was the ability to recognize self. And I think it's important that we as individuals have to recognize ourselves without somebody else's label of ourselves. So when we were a kid, remember when you couldn't even speak yet, but yet our parents indoctrinated into our minds what our name was. Aaron, your name is Aaron, your name is Aaron, your name is Aaron, right? And so you have to practice writing down your name. Aaron, 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 Aaron's my name, right? Aaron, 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 writing it down. So then I ingrained in my mind that I believed that my name was Aaron because of what my parents told me, what was written on paper, my driver's license, my certificate, all that kind of stuff. So I was able to accept that my name is Aaron. Now, how does that translate into other forms of life? I was an athlete for many, many years, and I dictated myself as an athlete. I was a musician in the band. Because of certain activities and certain things that we do as people, the society and the world will start labeling you based off the activities that you do, not on the way that you think. So scientists are scientists because they practice some kind of science. Artists are artists because they do some kind of art, right? So in my mind, I wasn't doing I'm not doing any kind of athletics anymore, like track or anything like that. I'm not playing any music. So what am I? Right? So for 30 days, I had to ask myself, what am I? Who am I? And why am I here? What do I want to provide for the world? And what do I provide for myself? So for 30 days, I kept asking myself that question. I had great conversations with my friends. I talked to my life coach about it. I read a lot more. I started exploring the Quran and the Bible and getting perspectives of, where my faith stood. And there's 5 things about myself that I wanted to work on. Number 1 was my mental side. So how do I think? How do I view myself? I wanted to work on my physical side. So I got really good in the gym. Right now I'm about 4 to 5 weeks consistently straight, Monday through Friday, which I think is great. Then you have the spiritual side of myself, recognizing, my relationship with God or Allah, reading the scriptures, reading the parables, understanding how I can implement those things in my life without fully involving myself in either or, but learning that I can be able to take lessons from each religion of Islam and Christianity and implementing that to my life to create my own kind of world that I want to, operate in and build a certain level of respect. My psychological self, and psychologically meaning that what do I think about myself? How do I view myself? How do I analyze myself and stuff like that? And then I had my emotional health, right? The emotional side of myself, dealing with people, my friends, my parents, loved ones, recognizing that my fears, my angers, my depressions, my sadnesses, my happiness, my joys. So for 30 days straight, I had a full encompassing opportunity to really not reinvent, because I'm already invented, but it was be able to find tweaks, errors, and adjustments, things that I should be doing, things I'm not be doing, and then also implementing new disciplines as well. And I think we as individuals across the entire world have to be more disciplined and way more accountable for what we do. And I had a great conversation with in a previous relationship I had. And the girl told me all the things that I wasn't doing. And now I could have responded. I used to respond as very negatively to that. Like, oh my God, you don't know what you're doing. But then I had to take a second of that perspective is that the world can tell you more about you sometimes because you think you know you a lie. And that's okay. But sometimes what you think you know in your mind of who you are can be completely different or what the words and actions that you do outside of your physical self to somebody else. And they can be able to have a totally different image of you. So when she was able to break that down to me, that actually set me back. It hurt. It punched me in the gut. I cried about it. But I was so grateful for that because now I understood that it was a while for somebody to really check me. And I was able to take that criticism. I was able to sit down with myself, analyze the criticism, take that to what I believed, and then understood, oh, wow, I actually do that. I actually do these things. I actually don't treat myself well. I actually don't take care of my skin. I actually don't drink enough water. I actually don't recognize my feelings. I actually don't seek mental help, right? So these kind of things without social media allows you to really hone in on yourself, because what I used to do was go to social media for validation. And I think this is a very dangerous game. When you go to social media for certain validations of who you are, what you do, and what you are, and what you are and what you aren't, that can be detrimental to your own personal growth. I think that we need to seek validation for ourselves and the people that are really close around us, like our circles. And as some entrepreneurs to say, audit your circle, right? Is your circle growing you? Is your circle able to be comfortable holding you accountable? Because I believe your circle should be able to hold you accountable too. But is your circle conducive to your growth? Is your circle allowing you to be able to go back home when your day is done and analyze and say, I had a good day. Oh, I missed some things here. I didn't do this today. I need to figure out a schedule. I need to create a system. And I watched a great podcast episode with Andrew Huberman and this dude who was a Navy SEAL. And he talked about that the military is so good because they're able to create certain disciplines and systems that can carry out outside when you retire. And for a lot of veterans and a lot of Navy SEAls, that is something that they do in their families, they do in their homes. And you don't have to be military to do that. But the lesson I took from that was understanding that we are able to set certain disciplines and set certain systems within our lives that are for the betterment of ourselves, but also being respectful for others, right? If my system is different from yours, I can still respect what you do if you respect what I do. Because what my system does allows me to operate and allows me to function and provide and be able to give, protect, provide, think, move, however I need to see it, as when I leave my household. Because, and I want to end it off of this, we live in a world where we only show the world what we want to show them. And I did that for many years. I only showed the world what I wanted the world to see of me, which is about half of me. Then you have that other side, right? You can't ignore your shadow. So I recommend everybody doing shadow work. If you don't know what shadow work is, look it up. Do your research. Shadow work is amazing. It's a very spiritual journey, but shadow work is definitely something beneficial that I was doing. And recognizing the inner self of my own, my inner fears, my inner desires, what was negative, what was positive. So for this video, guys, understand that social media has its good things and has its bad things. But from my experience for 30 days going without social media, it was bad because I wasn't able to celebrate people's successes and being able to continue my consciousness thoughts based off of other people's opinions and seeing new innovations and what's being talked about and being up to date with current events. That was kind of like the bad thing about it. But what was good about it was I was able to hone into myself, find my disciplines, find my systems, understand myself, work on the 5 parts of myself: my emotional side, physical side, mental side, psychological side, and spiritual side. 5 sides that every human has. I was able to analyze those 5 different things, those pillars, and able to work on that. I was able to work my brand a little bit more. Second YouTube, Certified LLC. Look down below. Certified LLC is the second YouTube channel. That's actually my business. But I was able to really hone into that, build deeper relationships, be closer to my family, be closer to my friends, and it felt really good. So I'm glad to be back on social media, but now I have a whole different perspective on it, and I understand that now if I give myself too much towards it, I know where to dial it back, I know where to push forward on it. So hopefully you guys learned something from this video. I definitely challenge you guys to do that, whether it's a week, whether it's 3 days. I challenge you to just delete social media and see what that could teach you. See what it exposes you to the world. Are your thoughts truly your thoughts, or are your thoughts being influenced by all the different external factors, right? But if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe down below. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about. I got some more videos coming out for you guys. I'm really going to be pushing this year to just get the content out, even though I don't want to. But besides that, I love you all. Subscribe to the channel. It's been your boy, The Real AE, and I'm out. Peace.